What's up guys, D here, and in this video we're going to analyze all the Easter eggs and secrets that I noticed in the new Power Rangers movie. With that said, this video is going to contain a lot of spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, then what are you doing? Go watch the movie. It's great. It's a lot of fun. If you're a fan of the original series, then I'm sure you're going to like it. So let's get right into it. One of the first Easter eggs I noticed for this movie was actually in the trailer and one of the teasers, and it's a sticker in the back of Jason's truck that you notice, which is the Angel Grove Tigers. Apparently the Tigers is the mascot for the Angel Grove High School, which Jason is the star quarterback for their football team. This can obviously be seen as a nod to the White Ranger and his White Tiger Megazord he gets after becoming the White Ranger. In the scene where Jason visits Billy's house for the first time and Billy's attempting to remove his ankle bracelet, you see in the background in one of the shelves that there are action figures that are modeled after some familiar enemy villains, such as Finster, Squat, and Babu. Now, this next Easter egg is also possibly one of the biggest plot holes within the movie, and this is, how did the Rangers get back in their beds after their minivan got hit by a train? The only explanation I have for this is the fact that their power coins teleported them back into their bed. The reason I believe this is because when Jason wakes up, he puts his power coin on his nightstand, he walks to the bathroom, and then boom, his power coin appears magically in his bathroom sink, which means the power coin has the ability to teleport. Just like the Power Rangers in the original series had the ability to teleport. In the original TV show, the Power Rangers had the ability to teleport all over the place, to the command center, to battle, to whatever they needed. It was just something that they did that everyone just kind of accepted. In this movie, I believe, since it took so long for them to get their suits and morph, that things like these and different powers will eventually come once they master it and they learn how to actually control their powers. So I believe this is a nod to the original series on how they could teleport all over the place, and maybe a little sneak peek into the powers they'll have in the sequel. Early on, one of the trailers that had a scene where Jason and Kimberly are kissing while sitting on a bed. This scene got a lot of backlash, and a lot of people were very upset because obviously Kimberly and Tommy are meant to be together, and Kimberly and Jason never had any romantic connection. But it seems like in the movie, they cut that scene completely. I like this decision a lot because it not only makes it more accurate to the original show, allowing Tommy and Kimberly to eventually get together when he shows up in the sequels, but also it doesn't force an unneeded romance. There's a little flirting here and there between Jason and Kimberly throughout the movie, but for the most part, it's all about friendship. Another Easter egg I noticed within the movie is that the Red Ranger has his power sword, which is his signature weapon throughout the TV show. But none of the other Rangers had weapons. Obviously, they all have their signature weapons. Kimberly has her bow, Zach has his axe gun, and so on and so forth. But none of them used any weapons in the movie. I think the reasoning behind this is because they already know they have a 6-movie story arc in the works, and they have to have stuff to fill those movies up. I believe in the next sequel, they'll not only have the power to teleport, but then they'll also have the power to call upon their weapons, just like Jason's able to call upon his sword. Also, the fact that Jason's sword seems to be an integral part of the actual spaceship, it shows a little nod to the fact that his sword and the rest of their weapons may combine into the ultimate blaster that they use in the actual TV show. And I'm going to call it right now, in the sequel, they're going to combine their weapons, and that's going to be what defeats some huge boss, or is how they deal with a really, really tough situation. In this scene where the Power Rangers actually finally morph in the spaceship, Trini is seen wearing a shirt that says 1973. And the importance of this year is that it was actually the birth year of the original actress who played Trini in the Mighty Morphin show. She unfortunately died in a car accident at the age of 27, but she will always be remembered as the original Yellow Ranger. This is less of an Easter egg and more of a theory of mine, but Krispy Kreme, obviously being a big sponsor for the movie, had quite a large part within the movie. And there's even that scene where Trini and Kimberly are fighting over that donut piece, and it's part of their whole training montage. So clearly they hang out here. I believe that possibly in the sequels, this Krispy Kreme will be seen as their kind of clubhouse, kind of juice bar place to hang out, similar to that place they had in the show where they all would hang out and do martial arts together and drink smoothies and eat snacks. So Krispy Kreme might actually have a bigger part in the sequel than it did in the first movie. One of my absolute favorite Easter eggs in the movie was when they finally get all their Zords and they are busting out of the mountains, and they actually play a remix version of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song. Not only do they play the theme song, but it's also even shot from the same angle with the Zords moving to the left. After the Megazords are called in, you see a scene where Jason's dad is cruising down on his cell phone, and he's calling Jason, and he's leaving a message on his phone, and he mentions that he's on the cross sections of Mariner Bay and Reefside. These cross streets are a direct reference to the cities in Lightspeed Rescue and Dino Thunder, which I thought was really cool. And obviously there's a scene where Goldar becomes huge, and Rita says the classic line, "Make my monster grow."
Magic wand! Make my monster grow!
I love how they kept that line in there from the show. I think it's such a pivotal part to Power Rangers, since she literally said it every single episode, so I'm really glad they kept it in there. At the end of the movie, when Rita gets defeated by the Megazord and she gets bitch slapped into outer space, you see her flying towards the moon and crystallizing. Now, I believe that this is a direct reference to the fact that Rita has a moon base, and that's where her base of operations is. Rita does mention the fact before she gets sent into space that others will be coming for the crystal, and I think that's a direct reference to Lord Zed. In the show, the reason why Lord Zed's skin is all muscly and burnt up and messed up is because the Zeo Crystal damaged him, so he actually has a direct relationship with the Zeo Crystal, so it only makes sense that he'll be coming for it. In the aftermath of the Megazord battle against Goldar, there's a scene where it shows Amy Jo Johnson and Jason David Frank making an amazing cameo in the crowd, taking pictures of the aftermath. Speaking of Jason David Frank, there's a lot of speculation on where the Green Power Coin is, because when Rita was sent to space, she didn't have her staff with her, which means the Green Power Coin is somewhere in Angel Grove. And obviously, somewhere in Angel Grove for Tommy to find, which if you stayed for the mid-credit scene, then you clearly know that Tommy Oliver is going to be in the sequel. So let's end by talking about this mid-credit scene. The guy running detention obviously calls the name Tommy Oliver multiple times as the camera zooms in on an empty desk where there's a green jacket that seems to have some kind of a dragon design on the back of it. I believe the sequel is going to pick up right where the first movie left off, and the reason why Tommy's not in detention is because he is out finding the power coin or has already found the green power coin. I believe that Rita's evil has tainted the green power coin, and when Tommy finds it, it is going to warp his mind, or Rita is going to have some sort of control over him, just like in the original TV show. So I believe that the Green Ranger will be the main bad guy for the second movie, or for at least a good portion of the movie, which I think is great, and I think it'd be very accurate to the show, and I'd love to see. Plus, how lame would it be if Tommy just shows up and is like, "Hey guys," and just becomes friends with all the Rangers and joins the good guys and immediately starts fighting alongside them. The conflict that the Green Ranger had with the Power Rangers only made their friendship that much stronger and that much more important. Alright guys, that's it for the Easter eggs and theories I want to share with you. If I missed anything that you know of, then please leave in the comments below. I'll check it out. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.